Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Rhythm Doctor reaction. I have another one that was requested by Joshua and my executive producers, and even though I was a little bit unsure, I'm not entirely, against getting to more from this game, of course. I'm interested to see where it goes. It's just that the last ones I listened to, I was a little bit on the fence of what I could offer as far as critique and general discussions, and I did talk to Joshua about that after the fact, and he was like, yeah, that was just one where it was kind of in between, and there's going to be a lot more like this one potentially that will have more for me to talk about, and it'll be a little bit more clear with the story. So I'm excited to see more, and without further ado, let's go. Boss stage. Okay, he did not say anything about that.
Set, go.
I just can't refrain. Bitterness.
It's kind of strange that it's on like such a small window. Wonder if that's like in the game or if it's just the person who uploaded the video.
All the excuses, always the same. All the times I tried, I just couldn't get over you.
Okay, it's moving around.
Just cannot hide.
It looks a little too smooth to be somebody doing it manually. But maybe.
One more sip and breath. My words disappear for a while. Then it all comes kicking in.
Ooh, ooh, oh, okay. Definitely just supposed to be like this. A little bit Sans Undertale coded with the movement.
Let's go.
Ooh.
And stop. Get set, go.
They tell me it's alright.
Okay.
They say that I'll get through.
I'm liking this one more already.
I try, I just cannot get over you. When it all comes kicking in again.
God, I love that. It's a great drop. This one definitely just has more going for it narratively than the other ones for me. Not the others were bad. Musically as well, it just feels more natural, I suppose. More like the first song.
Stop.
I'm shaken, stirred, awakened. It's taken this pain to realize the truth. You have been through all the things I've been through. You can be my muse. I write these
Ready,
songs for
get
you.
set, go.
Now I'm shaken, stirred, awakened. It's taken this pain to realize the truth. So take.
I gotta assume that those like voice clips are probably not part of the song. They're probably just to cue you as a player. Ooh, ooh. Okay.
No more tries, no more nights will keep me away from you.
Those glitches were sick. Beautiful piano part too, just straight up. No notes on the piano part except for good ones. Man, beautiful song. This is kind of more what I was hoping for when Josh initially put these in front of me. And I'm so glad that they have this quality to them. This is way more what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so like I said, this song has a lot more for me to get to and talk about, so I'm really happy that we have this one. So I am kind of building off of the experience I have from the other songs, and I am kind of figuring out story-wise what's going on here. From the first pair, I know that there was something related to caffeine and having a heart problem as a result of it. It's been a while since I listened to these, so like details might be lost, but the other one was also like introducing this girl character and what she does at this coffee shop. So like I'm aware of this, and this seems to be a relationship song with the guise of the caffeine part being the actual relationship compared to the guy and the girl in the relationship. I don't think that's the case so much. I feel like this is like his obsession with caffeine kind of coming back to haunt him. He's like, I need you, I gotta have you always. And I feel like there's some relationship to like her and him because she's seeing this from the other perspective, almost a one-sided sort of thing in some way, shape, or form. But I feel like he's addicted and she's just kind of happy he's there, even though it's unfortunately at the behest of all the health problems that would come. But I love that in its own way because that's a nice way to tell a story narratively. It's a nice evolution to have that sort of like one side is telling one side of the story, the other telling the other side, and making sure that the intentions are clear while also making them ambiguous enough with all the references and the lyrics and everything to coffee, clearly like pushing things together and making you understand what's going on. But again, just leaving it vague enough that it could kind of go either way. It's a love song, but about who is completely up to the listener, and in this case, maybe the perspective of the singer. And of course, for the chord progression through this one, I love what they did because they kept it simple in the key of C, I believe, but then they also evolved it later by using a key change, and we'll get to that. But just to start off, we get the F, C, G, A minor. Super fucking popular. Very poppy, very, very common chord progression, and I love what this does for the song. This keeps things fresh and flexible. Not because it has a lot of other notes going on in there, it's all the white keys and nothing more, but that's exactly what kind of allows it to open the door for things like key changes. You can shift things and have it be this giant evolution and jump in the emotional impact of the song because you weren't using any of the black keys the entire time, so you're able to bring those in and it feels that much more emotionally invested when you do so. And that's kind of what happened for this song. We're getting a lot of what's going on here just on this set, the 4-chord song style, and it just works. It's a great pattern, it's timeless, and then they switch it up and actually move it to, I think, a G flat major, which is insane because of what that changes for the entire song. Basically, like I mentioned, they introduced the black keys. That's what would make this sort of emotional leap, but it's also introducing so many of them. We're talking about this only has 2 notes that are in this key. Like, so now, that is a completely different sound from this. You can tell how completely different that sounds. It completely shifts the paradigm of the emotional pressure, and that's exactly what should happen. And only having these 2 white keys in here while all the rest of them are the black keys is that exact sort of majority shift that you need in order to change the entire tone of the song. So instead of having this sort of really simple progression, very nice, very classic, we now get this insanely EDM coded sort of chord progression, which is E flat minor, B, G flat, D flat. And I'm sure you could just hear through those why this sounds like an EDM song, because I'm sure you've heard one with this exact chord progression. Super popular, especially in the progressive scene. So it just really feels this way. And there's a little bit of movement, and they do move the chord pattern around a little bit in order to match the emotional weight that this song is bearing. But that's kind of the uplifting variant of this sort of progression. I also believe that they just go straight up the line at some point, like near the beginning when they're trying to make that emotional shift where it just goes B flat, D flat, E flat minor, G flat. And it just, you know, it's a straight line up, and it starts to introduce you more into what they're about to do by kicking it up, changing the pattern of the chords, and making it sound more bright as a result of it by having it go up and then back down. It's just that emotional manipulation tactic in these songs that's so usable, and it feels so good. And they didn't do that at all in the first chunk of the song whatsoever. I don't believe they had any sort of a shift in the pattern at all like that. At very least, not something that aggressive. They might have done, like, while they were transitioning into this, have stuff like a D in there, which would have been outside of the key in all things, but at the same time, you're trying to shift to a different key. Having those sorts of bridges makes a lot of sense, because a D would be this, and that is utilizing, of course, the D minor. You just move your middle finger up, and now you have that. So it's starting to borrow just one note from those black keys and trying to introduce that sonically to your mind before it fully shifts. This is the sort of stuff I wanted to talk about, but I couldn't with the last ones just because they were a little too simplistic. The Arrhythmia one, a lot more was to be said about that one, but the one that was kind of just happening in the coffee shop was a little bit too downtrodden, and I couldn't really dig any details out. But this one, this is the emotional sort of uplift and evolution that I'm hoping for when I hear music. Obviously, you can tell a story without that, but it just makes me more yappy to be able to do this. So this is the sort of stuff that gets me interested and has me going like, ooh, what's going on here? Why is it going on here? I must know, and I must share that with all of you. It's the crux of my channel. Having that sort of intrigue is exactly why I do what I do. But this also makes me more excited for the second part, which is 2XN, I believe. I don't know if they're like directly connected or if they're just tangentially related, but he already requested that one into the queue, so I'll be getting to that in another week or two, and I'm excited now to hear that one after hearing this one, and I'm like, yes, here we are, more details, the sound I wanted to hear, the details I can share with you. So if you're interested in me getting to that one, stick around for a little bit, because it will be showing up fairly soon. But I think that's about all I gotta say for this song, so thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to get to something else from Rhythm Doctor, by all means, drop in the comments below, and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if, like Josh did, you want to guarantee that I listen to something, you can always go to my Patreon or my YouTube memberships, or you can force me to listen to something. Doesn't matter what it's from, who it's by, if it's good or bad, none of that matters. That's why it's a guarantee. But if you don't want to do any of that, maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!